Will there be a dreadful bloodbath?
I hope you haven't got the same dreadful officer these poor lads have got.
You must miss him dreadfully.
Have been dreadfully recherché, n'est-ce pas?
Though some have called thee mighty and dreadful.
It's dreadful. I think we must consider...
What are you fighting? What are you so dreadfully afraid of?
Is that dreadful?
You're making a most dreadful mistake.
Dreadful her crying, how hopeless her sighing.
He's been looking dreadful for days.
The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved.
In the town, will there be a dreadful bloodbath? Come now into the crowd.
Oh, we have met.
Oh, you know each other. That's splendid. I hope you haven't got the same dreadful officer these poor lads have got.
Same one.
God, I never thought to see you in such a state. You must miss him dreadfully.
You do not.
And I couldn't hurt him by not using it. I mean, that would have been dreadfully recherché, n'est-ce pas?
Yes, I suppose so.
Death, be not proud, though some have called thee mighty and dreadful, for thou art not so.
Admiral, what do you think?
It's dreadful. I think we must consider how feasible it is to land craft.
Mr. Morgan, would you please
No,
go?
not until I finish what I've got to say. What are you fighting? What are you so dreadfully
I said
afraid
would you
of?
go? I find it absolutely impossible to work with you, Mr. Morgan.
You're up to the house. Come on, Howard.
What is that dreadful noise?
My brother. He practices serenading, so...
I'm sorry to hear you say that, sir. I fear you're making a most dreadful mistake.
Heartbreaking, how dreadful her crying, how hopeless her sighing.
Oh, and about time, too. He's been looking dreadful for days. Pity you had to see him on a burning day.
Fear. People fear they won't get what they want. The most dreadful and unattractive person only needs to be loved, and they will open up like a flower.
And you never will.
I was soiled. Gimme.
I cannot believe you are going to do this dreadful thing.
You don't believe, huh? Maybe believe in your hairs.
You're in for some dreadful grief, Max.
Stand back, lads. Stand back. Leave it to me. I'm going to...
I think I'm about to have a cardiac arrest.
Dreadful.
This is all too tiresome and absurd. He's making the most dreadful fuss.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to ask the young lady some questions.
But the job's not done yet for James Hunt. In these dreadful conditions, he still has to go the distance.
15 laps to go here.
Every girl and boy, let's get going.
Oh, what is that dreadful sound?
Make your Easter bright and gay.
Dreadful business, I must say. Some little blackguard running riot, I wouldn't wonder.
Really got to go.
Why are you in New York?
I'm dreadfully late for dinner, Michael.
Whose dinner? Where are you going?
It's for Robert's birthday, and I'd heard he wanted a new gun, and... Oh, well, I'm so dreadfully stupid about sporting things, and... Well, I thought I'd talk to Jeff about it and ask him to order...
Yes. Hold your breath, sir. That's government property.
Dreadful. Was your father a political man, too?
Ladies and gentlemen, I must apologize for this most dreadful occurrence. I can assure you that...
Behind me instead of one. I never understood how dreadful people thought I was. Granny blurted it out one day. I was...
Now, the pain we all feel at this dreadful loss reminds me and reminds us that while we may come from different places...
Humans.
Humans can be dreadful cruel. I watched them boys down there in the sands whipping.
Did you go to Aldborough this year? No, we didn't. We went to Chichester. I haven't been since they did that Inca thing. It was great fun.
Well, the festival people invited us, actually.
Oh, why didn't you warn us? Sylvia, this is dreadful.
Why? I only said what I'm sure.
I just wanted you to know how delighted I am that you're staying with us and how dreadful I feel about your leg.
Thank you, Eve.
care for myself, but my father's engaged in a great work. He's trying to help avert a war, a dreadful war, and this is just the sort of thing to discredit him. I know you care nothing about our work. All you're interested in is...
Sit up straight, child. Hold your shoulders back. You're getting a dreadful stoop. Well, have you got your lines by heart?
Yes. I can assure you they will never get me onto one of those dreadful starships.
This is so wizard, Annie. I'm sure you'll do it.
This is dreadful news.
Towards a man named John Merrick. So dreadful a sight that he is unable even to come out by daylight to the garden. He has been called the Elephant Man.
I require and charge you both, as you will answer at the dreadful day of judgment, when the secrets of all hearts shall be revealed.
Did you read the new scenes?
Dreadful. Keep up this level of work, and I will see to it your name is on my movie.
I'll strangle it. I can't. Those dreadful beady eyes, they stare you out. It's a bloody chicken. Just think of it with bacon across its back.
Indeed, I hardly know how to tell you.
Is it something so dreadful?
On the contrary, it's wonderful news. You were too young.
Just two, so let's pretend you opened 200. Now, if you opened 200 Wonka bars, apart from being dreadfully sick, you'd have used up 20% of 1,000, which is 15%.
This dreadful monster with a martial rage.
Different thing. Fine blow to my conceit, that's all.
Oh, I do love you. I love you most dreadfully. I've been crying all morning because I thought I'd never see you again.
That was when you came up to me and said, "You look dreadful. Why don't you go into the office?"
Just put it. Come, little maid. Now, please try to forget all about that dreadful Mr. Wilson.
Music is a dreadful thing.